been in love, but to keep it real, okay. I've been thinking about showing you how I feel, okay. Maybe don't resist, just alright to be, okay.
All right, video number 2.
What we saw this morning was a different kind of evil.
I'm angry. I'm ashamed.
What happened this morning was a mass murder.
And now I gotta look over there and not see him say, hi, Miss Vicky. How's your day going?
This senseless terror has no place in our community.
Seems like every year it progresses, something get to the point where it devastates our community.
I myself am heartbroken.
Enough is enough.
Justice will be done.
This is the story of Raymond Childs III, a seemingly typical 17-year-old high school student whose life took a dark and violent turn. Raymond lived with his family in Indianapolis, where he was surrounded by love and support from his parents, Kezzie and Raymond Childs II, and his siblings. But beneath the surface, tension simmered, leading to a horrifying night that would shock the community. In a moment of unimaginable rage, Raymond turned on his own family, leaving a trail of devastation that would haunt those who knew them. But what could drive someone to commit such an unimaginable act against their own loved ones? Welcome to Viral Crimes. Subscribe and hit the bell icon for more stories. This story takes us to Indianapolis, Indiana, a city renowned for its deep-rooted sports culture and Midwestern charm. With a population of approximately 880,000, Indianapolis is the largest city in the state and serves as a hub for various cultural and sporting events, including the famous Indianapolis 500 auto race. Raymond Childs III was born on October 31, 2003, and grew up in a family that, by all accounts, was loving and close-knit. Raymond was known to be quiet and somewhat reserved, often keeping to himself. Friends and acquaintances described him as a typical teenager, someone who was trying to find his place in the world. He had interests in music and spent much of his time at home or with a close-knit group of friends.
I don't give a fuck, man, they know what
Bro, look at the music he was making.
it is. They know I'm on fire and hot like a pepper. Pressure bust price, I'm applying that pressure. You gon' lose your life, better load up your metal. Real turn nigga, he straight out the gutter. He need him 100 for less, he won't settle. Hopped on the right, so he focus on money. Can't fuck with these bitches, no time for a bezel. Niggas be saying this pressure, but really ain't stepping on shit. They ain't really about it. Ain't got no vest in this bitch, gon' get left in this bitch. If a nigga get tough and get robbed. Niggas be hoes that be talking to 12 and the rest that be talking was Luffy and Cyrus. I'ma pop pressure till I get the fuck out the hood. So much pressure, this shit gon' make diamonds.
Raymond was the son of Raymond Sr. and the stepson to Kezzie King. In 1999, Raymond found his soulmate in Kezzie King, who was 42 years old at the time. 7 years later, they tied the knot and eventually blended their lives together with a family of 7 children. Their top priority was nurturing their children, guiding them toward successful futures and meaningful lives. Raymond Sr. worked as an artist in the music industry and would also manage his own record label.
I miss you, I never will forget you. As long as I'm here, I'm going to keep your name official.
While managing his own music label, Just Real Records, Raymond Sr. naturally integrated his passion for music into his family life. He formed a rap group called New Street with his 3 eldest sons, fostering a creative and musical environment at home.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy EI.
Alright, swag.
I'm Baby X. And together we are New Street, but you already know this. Hey, look, we need y'all help with something. We just got nominated for 4 awards down in New York, but we need y'all help. We need y'all help voting for us, you feel me?
This kid in the front. Bro, this kid in the front is trying so hard to look cool.
Down in New York, but we need y'all help. We need y'all help voting for us, you feel me? You can vote once a day, every day. Baby X, read off the numbers.
36, 25, 2, and 17.
And what them numbers go to is the website. So all you gotta do is go to the website, scroll all the way down, and just put them numbers where it needs to be.
However, as time passed, the 2 older boys sought independence and launched their own solo careers. Elijah Childs, the eldest at 18, was known for his calm demeanor and deep connection with his mother. He took pride in being the eldest brother and protector of the family. At a young age, Elijah was already on the brink of fatherhood, expecting a baby with his 19-year-old girlfriend, Kiara Hawkins, who was due to give birth in a week to a son they decided to name Chaos. Elijah already was the father to
Why would you name your son Chaos?
two other children. Despite the challenges of young fatherhood, Elijah was determined to succeed in the music industry, driven by his ambitions and charismatic personality. He even managed to open for major artists visiting Indiana, showing signs of a promising career ahead. Raymond Childs III, the middle child at 17, was Raymond's son from a previous relationship. Raised by Kezzie as her own, he shared his brother's aspirations in the rap industry, but displayed a more rebellious streak.
None but pressure every time that I drop, man. I heat up the stew and I heat up the streets. Posted a lot, but he done with this music. I told him, say less, they gon' hear you through me. Back on their ass, ain't sparing no nigga. That's just how it is, and that's how it's gon' be. Knew it was up, and they knew it was stuck when a nigga had tugged and he broke off the leash. Pressure was price, I'm applying that pressure. You gon' lose your life, better load up your metal. Real turn nigga, he straight out the gutter. He need him 100 for less, he won't settle. Popped on the right, so he focus on money. Can't fuck with these bitches, no time for a bezel.
Struggling with the transition to adulthood while living under his parents' roof, Raymond often clashed with his family, particularly his father. Tensions peaked on January 24, 2021, after he sneaked out of the house, taking his father's car to spend the night at his girlfriend's house. He was never allowed to take his father's car. His father, Raymond Sr., upon discovering that his son violated his rules, demanded his immediate return home. Upon his return, despite the evident tension, Raymond Sr. chose not to address the conflict right away, perhaps in hopes of finding a calmer moment to communicate. He indicated to his son that he would deal with him later. No one could predict the devastation that would soon be unleashed upon this family on January 24, 2021, a crime so horrific unfolded in Indianapolis, Indiana, that it would forever change the lives of those involved and leave an entire community in shock.
Fucking dragging it, man. Get to the details.
The Childs family, a seemingly normal and loving household, became the epicenter of an unimaginable tragedy that would eventually bring national attention to the case. Hours later, the Indianapolis Metropolitan Police Department received a series of frantic 911 calls from neighbors, reporting the sounds of gunfire coming from the Childs' home on Adams Street. When officers arrived at the scene, they were met with a sight that would haunt them for years to come. Inside the modest two-story home, they discovered the lifeless bodies of 5 family members, all of whom had been shot multiple times. The victims included Raymond Childs Sr., 42, his wife, Kezzie Childs, 42, their 18-year-old son, Elijah Childs, their 13-year-old daughter, Rita Childs, and 19-year-old Kiara Hawkins, who was Elijah Childs' pregnant girlfriend who was due in a week.
Damn.
The brutality of the crime was staggering, but the most shocking revelation was yet to come. The perpetrator of this massacre was none other than the family's own son, 17-year-old Raymond Childs III. Raymond Childs III, who had initially fled the scene, was soon apprehended by the police after being located at a relative's house not far from the family home. As the investigation unfolded, the details of what had happened that morning became clearer and more disturbing. According to police reports, the massacre began in the early hours of the morning when Raymond got into an argument with his father over disciplinary issues. This argument quickly escalated, leading the teenager to take a gun and systematically shoot each of his family members. The crime started in the parents' bedroom, where Raymond shot both his father and mother multiple times at close range. He then proceeded to hunt down his younger siblings, Elijah.
Why did he kill the rest of his family, though? If he was just arguing with his parents.
And Rita, as well as Kiara Hawkins, who was in the living room at the time. Despite her condition, Kiara tried to shield herself from the gunfire, but the bullets were merciless. In a final act of cruelty, Raymond shot Kiara along with her unborn child, referred to as baby boy Hawkins, effectively taking 6 lives in total. The sole survivor of the tragic Adams Street shooting was a 15-year-old Xavier Childs. According to court documents and reports, Xavier heard gunshots coming from upstairs and his sister, Rita Childs, 13, yelling that Elijah had been shot. Panicked, he moved to the laundry room and hid on the floor as the shooting continued. He then heard Raymond Childs III shoot both of their parents, Kezzie and Raymond Childs Jr. The teenager described hearing his father's final words, "I'm sorry Raymond, I love you," as he was shot. When the shooting ceased, the 15-year-old decided to flee the house. In his desperate attempt to escape, Raymond Childs III chased him down, and Xavier begged his brother not to kill him, offering $44 in exchange for his safety. Despite his plea, Raymond shot him multiple times. The 15-year-old was shot in his leg, arm, and narrowly missed in the head. The young survivor eventually managed to escape and ran to a neighboring house for help. Emergency responders arrived shortly after and took him to a hospital. The Indianapolis community was left in shock and mourning as news of the crime spread. Vigils were held to honor the victims, and the local church organized prayer meetings to offer support to those who had been affected. The senselessness of the crime left many struggling to understand how a family member could commit such a heinous act against their own loved ones.
I'll tell you why. It's because when they said it earlier, he's the child from his dad's previous marriage. So I guarantee you they never accepted him in that household. And then he's also making demon music. So like if you make that music and you listen to that music, like that drill rap, if you listen to it enough, like it'll just make you angry. Like I can't explain it. Like that's really bad music to be listening to.
Raymond Childs' third girlfriend played a crucial role in the investigation following the tragic shootings on January 24, 2021. Her statements provided authorities with insights into his activities and behavior on the night of the incident. She reported that her boyfriend Raymond Childs III spent the night of January 23, 2021, at her house. During this visit, she observed his father Raymond Sr. call him and demand that he return home. This call prompted the girlfriend to arrange an Uber for her boyfriend, who went back to the family residence on Adams Street. The exact time of his departure from his girlfriend's house and arrival at the Adams Street home is not clear. After returning home, he was seen leaving again, this time carrying 2 bags of clothes. He later told his girlfriend that his father had kicked him out. The girlfriend reported that Raymond returned to her house between 2 a.m. and 3 a.m. on January 24, carrying the bags. Approximately 30 minutes after he returned to his girlfriend's home, she received alerts about a shooting on Adams Street. She questioned her boyfriend about his knowledge of the incident. He reportedly denied any involvement or knowledge of the shooting. Later that morning, she convinced him to visit the crime scene. Upon arriving, she observed him displaying unusual behavior. He appeared nervous and began crying, acting in a manner she described as out of character and unhinged. She noted that he acted a clown, an expression indicating he was acting in a way that seemed bizarre or erratic. After their visit to the scene, Raymond and his girlfriend returned to her home and stayed there until around 2 p.m. Raymond was unaware that his 15-year-old brother Xavier Childs survived the attack and told police that his brother is the person who shot him and killed his family. Later that day, Raymond was
This dude really pulled a whole Itachi. He even spared his younger brother. Like, bro, what is this? Is this a real story?
Located at a relative's house on Wyatt Drive in Indianapolis. Authorities found him there and took him into custody without incident.
There's never going to be a reason to justify what happened. There's not anything that anybody's going to be able to say where you're going to say, well, that explains the loss of 6 lives.
A vicious and senseless killing in a Northeast Side home, taking the lives of 6 people, including a pregnant woman. Now the charges the Indianapolis teenager arrested for the crimes is facing.
Raymond Childs III is only 17 years old, and tonight he is being charged as an adult for the shooting deaths of his family and his brother's girlfriend and her unborn child. The Marion County prosecutor laid out the charges for us and shared the witness account from the lone survivor of the weekend mass shooting.
No matter how this case shakes out, at age 17, life for Raymond Childs III has changed forever. 4 members of his family are gone, and he's the one accused of pulling the trigger, killing them and his brother's pregnant girlfriend.
The first thing that goes through your mind is you're just heartbroken. Not only did so many people lose their lives, but you think about that family and what they were anticipating. I mean, the baby was due in a week.
Marion County Prosecutor Ryan Mears tells WRTV Raymond Childs III faces a count of murder for each of the 6 deaths, including his father, Raymond Childs Jr., his stepmother, Kezzie Childs, his brother, 18-year-old Elijah Childs, his sister, 13-year-old Rita Childs, and Elijah's 19-year-old.
Bro, how mad do you have to be to kill your little sister? Dang, bro.
Girlfriend Kiara Hawkins and her unborn child. Childs III is also facing an attempted murder charge for shooting a 15-year-old survivor who managed to escape the Adams Street house. Court papers say Childs III chased the boy outside, The boy pleaded for his life and offered his silence before Childs III pulled the trigger, according to prosecutors. The boy survived and was treated at Riley Hospital for Children.
The circumstances are beyond any of us can even comprehend, and let alone what that family has to go through.
According to court documents, the 15-year-old boy told detectives Childs III had gotten into trouble earlier that night with his father for leaving the house without permission. When Childs III arrived home, his father told him he would, quote, be in trouble later. Hours later, around 3:40 Sunday morning, police were dispatched and later found the bodies, all with gunshot wounds.
We've lost enough. Enough families have experienced enough pain over issues that don't need to be settled with guns.
The prosecutor says 2 guns were used in the killing and both have been seized, a 9mm and an AK-47 pistol. Both guns belong to the family, but Childs III did not have a license to carry a gun.
And in particular, when you have people who are young, who are not mature, who are not responsible, and they have access to firearms, they see that as an easy way to resolve their disputes.
Since he is 17, Childs III won't be facing the death penalty, but he will be tried as an adult and can face life in prison without parole.
Because you want to make a difference in terms of not only helping that family get through this situation, but also bringing justice for the family and the community.
The case quickly moved to the courts, where Raymond Childs III was charged with 6 counts of murder, including the murder of an unborn child, and 1 count of attempted murder for the attack on Xavier Childs. Due to the severity of the crime, the state of Indiana decided to try Raymond as an adult, despite his young age. The trial began with a strong emotional charge, as family members were deeply affected by the testimonies. The courtroom witnessed intense moments, especially when details about the murders and the victims' autopsies were shared. The emotional burden was evident as relatives and witnesses struggled with the gravity of the case. During the trial, Elanso Valles, a cousin of the victim Raymond Childs Sr., became a key witness. Valles' testimony included sensitive details about Childs' actions and behavior following the murders. He described driving Childs around Indianapolis and noted that Childs had displayed a gun he allegedly used in the killings. Valles' recounting also included emotional moments where Childs was seen crying and expressing remorse. On the afternoon of July 23, 2024, the situation took a dramatic turn when Valles' testimony became confrontational. Valles directly questioned Childs from the witness stand, asking, "Why did you do it, Raymond?" This outburst was considered highly inappropriate and led to a tense situation in the courtroom. Judge Chris Miller intervened, sending the jury out while addressing the issue. The judge convened a meeting with the attorneys and questioned individual jurors about their ability to remain impartial. The emotional outburst and Valles' confrontational behavior had clearly impacted the jurors. Judge Miller ultimately declared a mistrial, stating that the fairness of the trial could not be assured due to the witnesses' behavior and the impact it had on the jury. The judge's decision was driven by the concern that the jurors could not remain unbiased after the incident. Family members of the victims expressed their frustration and disappointment with the mistrial. Reniqua Hawkins, the mother of Kiara Hawkins, voiced her distress, emphasizing the desire to move past the legal process and achieve justice. Alicia Hooks, Kiara's grandmother, reflected on the emotional toll, expressing trust in a higher power to deliver justice. In the wake of the tragic event surrounding the murder of 6 family members, including Elijah Childs, a GoFundMe page was established to support the affected family and help cover various expenses. Kareem Hines, founder of New Boy Mentoring, expressed deep sorrow over the loss of Elijah Childs, one of the victims. Hines highlighted Elijah's growth and aspirations, noting that the 18-year-old had recently started to believe in his own potential and was showing promise as a leader. Elijah was known for his involvement in the mentoring program, which focuses on guiding young people away from crime and violence. Hines described Elijah as a unique individual who was making positive changes in his life, including shifting his music to align with non-violent themes.
So he was going like the Huey Freeman route, and his brother was going like the Riley Freeman route.
And others in the mentoring program were deeply impacted by Elijah's death. They remembered him as someone who had the potential to positively influence others and had a genuine desire to improve his life. The tragic events of January 24, 2021, where Raymond Childs III allegedly killed 6 family members, highlights the devastating impact when familial tensions escalate into violence.
Why are they saying allegedly?
And reveals the critical need for effective intervention and support systems. Improved access to mental health resources, early intervention programs, and community support can help address underlying issues before they reach such a catastrophic point. The emotional toll on the surviving family members, especially the young brother who witnessed the killings, is immense and will likely have long-lasting effects. The community also grapples with the shock and fear stemming from such violence. Moving forward, it is essential for the community to provide support and for society to enhance resources aimed at violence prevention and mental health to avoid similar tragedies in the future. My condolences to the child's family, friends, and loved ones. May you continue to heal and one day find peace.
I guarantee you that household was so toxic towards him. Like, it wasn't just the dad. I guarantee you it was the whole household, like, against him. And that's insane. He really emptied the entire clip on his family. I think this was caused by drill music. I think this is the result of drill music. That song he made, like, I guarantee you that like the music you listen to, like, you're either attracting angels or you're attracting demons. And when you listen to drill music, you are 100% attracting demons into your spirit. I am not lying. Like, I am so sure of this, because you will be listening to that. I used to listen to that when I was younger. It just makes you angry. But yeah, that's very sad. Yeah, condolences to those families. That's very sad. Yeah, that's all I got for that one. I'm gonna go grab my Bible.